Good morning and happy Money Making Monday. We've got ourselves a nice sized NBA slate ahead of us. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a few different NBA player prop options over on PrizePicks. My name's CJ Curry. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed before, it's time. It's time for you to get subscribed. Hit the subscribe button now. It's free for you to do. I'm dropping picks Monday through Friday here on the channel. So if you're looking for some well-researched free NBA player props, well, this is the channel for you. Let's go ahead and share the channel out to somebody you love and care about, and hit the like button for me. I'm going to set today's like goal at 99.5 likes. We're going to go for 100 or more. I think you guys can absolutely help me crush that. All right, if you haven't been on PrizePicks in a while, or you've never been on PrizePicks before, it's a great time for you to get signed up. Use promo code CJ Curry, make your first deposit, and the first $5 that you play on PrizePicks, they're gonna give you $50 back, whether you win or lose on that first $5 entry. Another great reason to be playing on PrizePicks right now is because they're running a Nikola Jokic St. Nick Christmas Day free square. So basically, if Nikola Jokic has at least 1 point in his matchup against the Phoenix Suns, well, guess what? We win that pick. And so you only have to pair it with another 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 picks to win up to 25 times your money. So it's a great time for you to take advantage of everything that PrizePicks has to offer. All right, so like I said, medium-sized NBA slate. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the picks that I'm on today. This is what I'm going to be taking. You can take them if you want to take them. Here's why I'm taking them, though. I'm looking at Guerschon Yabusele for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, we know the Charlotte Hornets are pretty thin in their front court. We also know that the Philadelphia 76ers will be without Joel Embiid. He suffered a nasal fracture in one of the more recent games, which means that that front court is going to need guys like Andre Drummond and Guerschon Yabusele to step up. So I'm looking to take the over on his 14.5 points plus rebounds today. Now, the reason I like this one is because I was poking around over here on Outlier. If you want to poke around on Outlier for free for 7 days, well, go down to the description of today's video. You can get your hands on this very helpful player prop research tool. And what I found was basically when you look at the games in which Guerschon Yabusele has played without both Joel Embiid and Adam Bona, all right, two of their big men, and he's played with a guy like Andre Drummond. Basically, these are the games that you're left with. You got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in which he has appeared. And out of those 6 games, he has gone over 14.5 points plus rebounds in 5 out of 6, especially games where he's played at least 30 minutes or more. Now, today he's projected for about 28 minutes against the Charlotte Hornets, but you can see some of the games in which he has played at least 30 minutes. He has had 26, 28, 21, 29, and 19 points plus rebounds. Good for an average of about 21.5 points plus rebounds per game, which is way more than the 14.5 that his line is currently set at over on PrizePicks. And one of the games in these game logs was a game against the Charlotte Hornets back on November 10th, where he played about 31 minutes and recorded 28 points plus rebounds against the Hornets. And of course, the matchup against the Hornets is going to be a good one as well. As we mentioned before, they are just super thin in their front court. They rank 27th in points allowed and 13th in points allowed to the power forward position, which is where Yabusele will be spending most of his time today alongside of Andre Drummond in the Philadelphia 76ers starting lineup. So that's looking really good. Now, on top of that, you guys also know that I use a number of other different data points, including sportsbook data. So sportsbook data can be very helpful. It'll go out there and basically look at the way that folks like you and me who have real money in hand are betting these player props on different sportsbooks. And so a tool that really helps you save time instead of going and checking each individual sportsbook one by one is the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. What this does is it goes out and it aggregates all the sportsbook data. It puts it in one simple, easy to use app, and it takes away the juice or the vig that these books have. And you're looking at a no vig player prop odds on a player to go over or under on a given prop. So you're seeing a lot of public support here for Guerschon Yabusele to go over in a number of different categories, really. The rebounds look okay to me. The points, rebounds, and assists is probably another good option, but I'm looking at the points plus rebounds here at 14.5, a 52% chance that he goes over this number based on the odds pulled from these sports books. And you can already see that FanDuel kind of agrees with me that 14.5 points plus rebounds is just a tad bit too low, so they've already got his line posted at 15.5 PR. It's just a matter of time before PrizePicks and the rest of these sports books in the industry are going to move this guy up from 14.5 to 15 or possibly even 15.5 points plus rebounds. So let's take advantage while it's still early and get him over 14.5 points plus rebounds over on PrizePicks. Let's take a look at some of the projection models for Guerschon Yabusele. The first one that I like to use is over here on RotoWire. RotoWire's offering a 2-day all-access free pass. All you do, go down to the description of today's video, click the special link, and you can start using this PrizePicks RotoWire tool. It's fantastic. It gives you a number of different data points to look at. It compares the DFS pick'em sites. It compares against sports books. It gives you a custom RotoWire projection, and it also gives you a player's hit rates. Not only that, but it allows you to add a player to a My Picks section, and then you could then import your picks over to PrizePicks. But taking a look at Guerschon Yabusele here, his projection for the 14.5 points plus rebounds is a very good one, 19.38 projected PR for Yabusele today against the Charlotte Hornets. That's 4.88 more points plus rebounds on his RotoWire projection versus where he is at today on PrizePicks. So projecting really well, but not all projection models are created equal. And so we go and we check multiple player projection models. And in this case, Yabusele is projecting for about 18.9 points plus rebounds. This is over on Fantasy Labs, who has some of the most accurate and sharp NBA projection models that there are out there. Now, projection models aren't always going to get everything right all the time. They can be wrong. It's just a projection after all, but you should be using them versus not using them when it comes to making your decisions on these player props. And this projection of almost 19 points plus rebounds looks really good here for Guerschon Yabusele. Looks like an opportunity for us to take advantage of the over. Let's get you one more projection. This projection is going to be brought to you by Roto Grinders in conjunction with Shot Quality's Advanced Analytics. Some of the most accurate, most sharp NBA player projection models that are out there. Once again, taking a look at the projection for Guerschon Yabusele's points plus rebounds, 19.04. That is a huge differential versus his line today of just 14.5. So again, let's take advantage of that. Let's take this ooey gooey soft number at just 14.5 for the over. Moving on to our next pick, it's going to be Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's a couple different ways you could play Evan Mobley. You could go points plus assists. That one looked absolutely fine. You could also go points plus rebounds. I did like this at 23.5 points plus rebounds, but I'm going to still say that it's fine to play at 24 points plus rebounds, because if you were taking the over at 23.5 points in rebounds, well, you were hoping for at least 24 or more. So in this case, we might potentially tie or push here. He could land on exactly 24 points plus rebounds, but we're hoping now that he gets at least 25, right? We don't want to tie. We don't want to push. It wouldn't be the end of the world if it happens, but we're hoping for a clean victory here. So let's hope he gets 25 points plus rebounds. But if he lands on 24, like I said, it's not necessarily an L. It just means that our payout gets reduced a little bit over on PrizePicks. But if you don't want to put yourself in a position of tying or pushing, I think the points and assists makes for a fine pivot option. I'll leave that choice up to you, how you want to play. But let's go take a look at some information here on Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He has been battling an illness here recently, but I think he's going to be A-okay. He looks like he's going to be ready to go and good to play against the Brooklyn Nets, a team that he's had some success against in the past. Now, taking a look at some numbers here on Evan Mobley, you're seeing him at 24 points plus rebounds over on PrizePicks. As I mentioned just moments ago, he was at 23.5 PR, but they did bump him up over on PrizePicks from the 23.5 up to the 24. Taking a look at where he's at on these different sports books, most books have him at 23.5, but FanDuel, once again, already realizing that, hey, the number that we initially offered him at 23.5 points plus rebounds was probably a little bit too low. Let's bump him up to 24.5. And so now you've seen PrizePicks kind of take a split the different stance here on Evan Mobley. Instead of 23.5 or 24.5, they kind of split the difference and put him up at exactly 24 points plus rebounds. But I could see this one ending up at about 24.5 points plus rebounds. One thing that I wanted to point out, which makes Evan Mobley such a good play here, is historically speaking, Jarrett Allen against the Brooklyn Nets, Jarrett Allen versus Nicholas Claxton. He has not performed very well against Brooklyn, his former team. Normally there's like a revenge narrative when a guy like Allen goes back and plays his former team. Not in this case. He kind of shrivels up and usually doesn't play well against Brooklyn and Nick Claxton. So Evan Mobley has taken advantage and really taken over that front court in these matchups against the Brooklyn Nets, which is just another reason why maybe you should be considering some Evan Mobley today. Take a look at some of the projections for Mobley as we move on through the video. Well, they're all looking pretty darn positive here when you look at RotoWire. Whether you're thinking about the points, rebounds, and assists, the points and assists, or like the one that I had mentioned, the points plus rebounds, all of them are projecting well. Let's take a look at the points plus rebounds and some of the hit rates here for Evan Mobley. For 2024, he's done a fantastic job of getting at least 24 points plus rebounds or more. 71% of the games that he's appeared in, he's had at least 24 points plus rebounds or better, including against the Brooklyn Nets. Most recently, November the 9th, 39 PR versus Brooklyn in that game. This other game here where he had 26 points plus rebounds, that was from last season, February the 8th. And then early last season, he had just 16 points plus rebounds. So hopefully he's trending more on that 26 to 39 points plus rebound side tonight. He is projected for 26.26 points plus rebounds. So I think that's a very solid option. But again, if you wanted to pivot over to something like the points plus assist, I think that also makes for a fine pivot play. Not quite as good against Brooklyn in this category in terms of the hit rates, but for the season, still a 71% hit rate, just like his points plus rebounds. So either one of those options, PR or PA, looking really good here for Mobley. Against Brooklyn, though, he's had just one game, and that was the most recent game on November the 9th, where he's had at least 18 or more points plus assists. So he's won for his last three in head-to-heads versus the Brooklyn Nets. But yeah, his ankle is, I guess, feeling better, and he should be good to go against the Brooklyn Nets tonight. So let's get you some other projections here on Evan Mobley from some of these other projection systems. And we're going to go back to Fantasy Labs, of course, where he's projected for about 25.4 points plus rebounds. So again, we need at least 24 out of him, hopefully 25 on PrizePicks. If you can find this at 23.5 points plus rebounds on a different app outside of PrizePicks, that's even better for you. And then we'll also take a look at his points plus assists projection, which is still 19.1. And this line is 17.5 on the points plus assists. So two different ways you could go on Evan Mobley. And last but not least, we're going to look at the shot quality projection for Evan Mobley, where he is projected for 24.1 points plus rebounds and 17.7 points plus assists. So three different projection models all have Evan Mobley projecting pretty favorably today. You could take either one of these options and throw them in your entries over on PrizePicks. Which brings us to our final pick. It's going to be Damontas Sabonis of the Sacramento Kings. He's sitting out here at 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's going up against Joker, Nikola Jokic, and the Denver Nuggets. So looking really good here at 38.5 PRA. Historically speaking, he's done really well against the Denver Nuggets. Let's take a look at some info on Damontas Sabonis. Starting things off over on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, you can see at 38.5 PRA, he's got about a 53% chance of having at least 39 PRA or better for you today based on the odds pulled from these various sports books. And of course, FanDuel already ahead of the game, one step ahead of the other books. They've got him at 39.5 PRA already, so I think it's just a matter of time before Damontas Sabonis gets bumped up on PrizePicks from 38.5 to maybe something like 39 or possibly even 39.5 points plus rebounds. So taking advantage of a softer number is always in our best interest. Let's look at some projections here on Damontas Sabonis today. Going over to RotoWire. Starting with RotoWire, they've got Damontas Sabonis a number of different ways you could play his more or over options. If you look on the left-hand side here, a lot of these are going to be overs or mores, leaning more. And in this case, the PRA looks like the top way to go. Projected for about 39.6 points, rebounds, and assists. Take a look at his hit rates from 2024. About a 58% hit rate when it comes to the PRA. And his head-to-heads against Denver, though, his last 4, well, he's gone over in 3 out of his last 4. These were all from last season. This will be his first time facing the Denver Nuggets this season. But yes, he's done really well in the past with 39, 44, and 40 points, rebounds, and assists against the Denver Nuggets. So things are looking good, projecting well, good head-to-head hit rates, and pretty decent seasonal hit rates, floating right around 60% for the season at the 38.5 PRA number. Take a look at some other projections on Sabonis. We're going to go over here to Fantasy Labs, and when we punch in his name over on Fantasy Labs, they've got him at 41.5 PRA, 3 PRA higher than his line of 38.5. Pretty significant differential there. So absolutely a very favorable projection for Damontas Sabonis. And of course, shot quality, we got to check the projections on shot quality. They've got him all the way up at 43.46 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the center position has feasted against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets for the better part of the season. Yeah, they're giving up about 22 points per game at 21.85, over 16 rebounds per game to opposing centers, and about 4 assists per game. So some really healthy numbers. The matchup looks really good here on paper for Damontas Sabonis to feast against Nikola Jokic. So the more on the 38.5 PRA looking like another solid option for you today. But that's all I've got for today's video. Let me know down in the comments section below. Are you taking these, fading these, or are you playing something different? I like to hear your thoughts, opinions, comments down in the comment section. Leave a comment for me, and I'll definitely get back to you. For everybody else who's in Dub Club and in our Discord, I'll be dropping more picks than I can squeeze into this YouTube video as they're released on the PrizePicks board throughout the day for not just NBA, but for NHL and some other sports like NFL. So definitely join me on the inside. If you're not a Dub Club member yet, you're missing out. Check the pinned comment in the comment section below. Good luck on your picks, plays, and parlays, and we'll see you in the next video real soon. Peace.